Hey guys, Mantis here, and welcome to my ARM microcontroller programming tutorial series. So, in this series, we are going to be covering the fundamentals of how an ARM microcontroller works. I'm going to be using this STM F030R8T6. This chip is available online at newbiehack.com, not sponsor. They have a pretty good tutorial series that I really liked and helped me out, but it's very much out of date, so I wanted to make my own that would actually help people now. So yeah, this is a simple flashing program that I'm going to be showing you how to build in the future. I'm going to be showing you how to program an ARM microcontroller from scratch. A general programming background is helpful but not necessary. This means we're going to be building it without any libraries or any pre-built stuff. We'll be looking at some references, some sample scripts basically, but that's about it. We're going to look at various implementations of common microcontroller features. And finally, I'm going to show you how to interpret the documentation and implement features that are not covered in this series. That'll be a pretty general topic to cover. Anyways, in this video, we're going to cover what a microcontroller is and what ARM is, so that you have a general sort of understanding of what we're doing in this series. So, these are the two main words in the title. Programming, I think you all know what programming is if you're here. A microcontroller, I'm going to start with this word, is basically it's a small computer. It fits inside one little tiny chip with a bunch of tiny little pins on the sides, and it's made for doing simple tasks, and it compares to an Arduino. An Arduino is actually an ARM microcontroller, except I don't know if it's ARM actually. It's a microcontroller though, and it is just coated with a bunch of cushy stuff to make it easier for hobbyists to program. But we're going to be going over what people do in production, or maybe not the methods they use, but basically the technology that they use in video game controllers and stuff like that. Now let's talk about ARM. ARM is a processor architecture. It's an architecture just like x86, which is Intel's architecture. x64 is their 64-bit architecture, and so on. Like AMD has one, and Apple used to have one, but they switched over to Intel's, which is the x86, x64 architecture. This is ARM, with various extensions like Cortex M0, for example, or Cortex A2. I don't know. There are a lot of them. This is the architecture I'm going to be working with. Or, well, it's not really an architecture at this point. ARM itself is the language that the processor understands. And so they're all basically the same. They all do the same thing, but they're just different. And so you need a compiler to convert your programming into code that the ARM controller understands. The name ARM comes from two acronyms. The first one is, let's do a little like this. That's RISC, RISC, Reduced Instruction Set Computer. And then ARM stands for ARM, Advanced RISC Machines. These are just quick things you can find on Wikipedia. It used to be called Acorn. I don't know why, but they changed it to Advanced, and I think that sounds cooler. but that's completely unrelated. It's basically a reduced instruction set, so it's less complicated than like computers these days, because it's made to fit on this tiny chip right here. This thing the size of my finger, and this is a big one. So the next video we will be going over microcontroller fundamentals, which includes memory organization. So yeah, I hope you stick around, and I will see you then. Over and out.